This video contains topics such as suicide, self-harm, abuse, homophobia, and other things I may forget should be included as a warning. Please proceed with caution and keep yourself healthy and safe. Thank you for your time. I really did not want to make this a video, but I kind of have to at this point. I don't like putting my life situation public. It makes me feel weak or something anyways. This is out of character. This is not part of my persona. Lord, don't say that please. This is an actual situation in my life and I need help. And no, I'm not asking for money. I don't even have a bank account or any money under my name, so I can't run away that easy or immediately. If you know me, you are probably wondering what the heck is going on. Well, recently I had an incident with my parents. Currently, the day I'm making this morning I was caught on my phone, which shouldn't be that serious, right? Wrong. My parents want absolute control over me. I have friends online and I have to hide it, and they almost just found out. This isn't really abuse though, until I get to the fact that when I was in elementary to middle school, the abuse was physical and physical threats. At one point in my middle school years, I reacted with fear of being hit, and they responded with saying I was crazy, and they slapped me anyways, even if I showed signs of trauma. The only reason why I was online so often was because I felt like I had to hide from them to stay safe, and that the internet was my waiting ticket until I could leave. I could not tell them I was groomed. They'd blame me and take the only thing that kept me alive, which was my friends. So I quite literally had a double life, not even trying to be fun and serious. This cycle of abuse is one of the reasons I cannot speak. I'm not allowed to take a walk to have fresh air, even if they let me. It's not safe in my city. I'm not even allowed to go to a friend's house if I even have one. And if I mentioned I was bullied, if they knew the reason, they blame me. Sorry if I'm all over the place. I was just trying to explain all I could in a few minutes. To sum it up, I'll give some details now, more organized. What happened today is that I was found on my phone. I reacted in a way that I was accepting my fate, that I might just be punched right now, and that offended my father. He said how I wanted him to go to jail, and that I was having attitude, and I was trying to control him, like he was avoiding showing he felt guilt. He took my phone and he said how I was acting stupid and crazy, and that I was the problem, and mocking how we wanted freedom, when my father merely admitted that he has to know everything I do. My parents do not understand the trauma they have inflicted on me for my entire life. After I have been slapped and beaten by a belt, and even sometimes hit by the buckle, and they would not show concern for it. When I was younger, I was even locked out in the cold alone, and I was not let in even after pounding on the door. My dad also threatened to tie me to the bed because I didn't want to sleep cause I was scared of the dark. I even once ran away to the neighbor's house because I was suffering from so much trauma. I felt unsafe to stay in the same home, and I developed a trauma response to fast movements and people lifting their hand or touching me, and I kept being blamed for my trauma responses and me coping with self-harm. They made me think I was crazy when they were responsible for this. The counselor even snitched to my parents that I had been showing signs of suicidal thoughts because of my drawings and stories, and my parents proceeded to react with blaming me, taking my things. This is how I will go on to their switch from physical abuse to emotional abuse and manipulation. My dad told me if I wanted to kill myself, I should just do it. I could see my dad showed signs of narcissism. I could see it in his eyes and his actions. He always wanted control. He always used his power he had over the family because he was the main source of money and food for the family, and saying how he did everything in the house. I try to be productive and do things like sweep and try to cook my own food, but sometimes my parents just don't like how they do things or judge me because I am autistic. Do things wrong, or have a weird posture, and they'd make me scared to walk in our own house. My dad would sometimes help when I'm cooking, and then lecture me during it because I did something wrong when I was just cooking food based on how I like. Because of my sensory issues, he'd take advantage of the fact he stepped in to help or interrupt to do the task, instead because he feels like if he does it, I will be in his debt, and he has something to use against me. He always mentioned how I was always on electronics, when the reason I was because I felt safe and had people that cared about me and didn't abuse me because I was different. And my mom is also mainly an emotional abuser, as she used the abuse she received from her mother to excuse her actions against me, saying that she didn't hit me that hard and doesn't anymore. I recognize she also has neglected mental conditions because of her emotional, sudden changes, like when my parents argued, and she was suddenly happy again, and everyone was confused and offended. I feel guilt because I always want to leave this traumatic household, but I also feel bad because they also received abuse as a child. But that shouldn't excuse it. They also have views that are very homophobic. They always use the F slur when referring to gay people or people in the LGBTQ community. I always felt unsafe with it because I know they would beat me or kick me out if I openly showed I was homosexual. My city is not a good place for people who are gay. There has been many hate crimes, and I do not have a place to go. I do not have friends to run to. I do not have physical proof of being abused, so I can't even get CPS involved. They have a large count of not even doing anything when there is proof anyway. I am almost 18. I'm 18 next year. Do not have a job or bank account. I have struggled to find a job due to my autism and disabilities. I admit that I was a terrible person in the past because of my parents' abuse, but I broke the cycle when I learned to not use it was an excuse to do the same or worse. I want to be an independent, hard-working person, and I want to be able to live on my own and help people, but I can't even help myself. I am trapped. This house is crippling my mental health, and I admit, it's actually driving me crazy. I survived by making friends and meeting people who cared about me. I have tried to take my own life in the past because of the abuse and the depression, feeling trapped. I was starting to feel extremely numb, and it felt painful because the numbness was like I was drowning. I was numb because my mind was trying to protect me from further trauma. I had to rely on creating art and fictional stories and characters and maladaptive daydreaming. It got to the point I started to dissociate constantly, and being reality check would send me into episodes where I'd purposely try to ruin my life so I'd have nothing to hold me back from ending it. I would roleplay to try and keep myself sane for the past years, and it would lead to the fact I consider I have a disorder related to thinking I'm my characters and having a conscience from them. I not know how to explain it, but it is not did, which is the reason why I tried to have a healthier alternative to having a separation between my persona and a mask it to switch between depending on how I feel. I planned to be a virtual content creator that was in character because being in character brought me comfort, and every time I messed up due to my living situation would cause issues. I make content I love, like animations and story-driven content of my own original stuff, and I'm willing to put in the time to do it, but sometimes I feel like I have no time. Like my parents could make a move at any moment to take everything away from me, and I know I made a tutorial video, which isn't content I like to make. I made one once for fun, and now I think my channel is extremely affected badly due to it. And that video is the only thing that is receiving recognition, and it can't be monetized no matter how hard I tried to make it copyright free. I don't even have the requirements to make money or a bank account. I am so close, yet so far to being an independent person. But the living situation is making it hard. I know I have potential to use my passion and work to be successful. I want to finally live not survive. But I am trapped. I do not know what to do anymore, as the school I want to go to is over $70,000. Even with the scholarship they give you for a well-performing portfolio. I literally have no good chances for a job, especially the fact that my parents are only interested in putting me into a job my dad also works at, which will be hard to escape from, and I feel stuck because the company provides long-term benefits, and even if I did somehow get in, it'd be hell, considering the fact I'm unmedicated, and that my mental health is neglected, and I possibly have physical health issues as well, that is also untreated. I don't even know how to do taxes and making your own money required to do taxes, and I don't even know that. My parents keep saying that I don't need to know. I'm literally failing my math class and probably won't even graduate. I don't know what to do. I feel like it's over for me. I feel stuck, like I won't escape. I am scared. I need advice or something. If someone has dealt with this before, please tell me how to do it. I will try my best to find a way to make money so I can find an apartment or something. I think for now, I just need support to keep doing what I love. Like my story. I hope this is not sounding like I am guilting. I don't like to bring up my personal stuff, but I am desperate and scared. I won't escape. I know that my boyfriend is close to being able to come to my country, and that will help if we both live together to help pay for an apartment or something. But I know that the economy is bad and that the cost of living and food is too high. I will try my best to find a way. I'm just really tired. If you don't know me, I'm sorry our first impression is like this. Please don't follow me just because you felt bad. I want people who genuinely like my stuff. I make content, and I have my socials linked, and videos on my channel, so if you want to support me you can. And I absolutely treasure advice, so please don't be afraid to give me advice to help me. My uploads will be even slower than they already are, but I will try, because I need to find a way to get out. I'm sorry this was such a long video. Please stay safe and have a good day.